Hello there. So a few days ago, I had the pleasure of seeing Winnie the Pooh, the new entry into the Winnie the Pooh saga from Disney Films. I thought it was wonderful. If there is a better animated film this year, I will be pleasantly surprised. I've got to give it a 9. I thought it was a near flawless exercise in style and substance. I loved it. I don't know if I can help but love it. I had Winnie the Pooh, in my crib, as a child. So Winnie the Pooh is perhaps ingrained into my brain in a way that I don't understand. When I first heard that they were coming out with another Winnie the Pooh film, I thought, oh no, because I thought that it would just ruin anything that they had already done. Not so. If anything, it builds upon. And I was worried because I couldn't remember what any of the characters were like. But they just all came, just flowing back to me. It was really kind of freaky in a way about how I started to remember things that I kind of forgotten. And maybe I never really forgot it. I can't tell you many of the voices. I know Craig Ferguson is in there. Huell Hauser is in there. All the rest, I don't know if the same guy has done the voice of Winnie the Pooh for a while, but it certainly sounded like the same guy. It's just wonderful, and it's beautiful. Every, frame looks like a watercolor painting. Just gorgeous to look at. Well acted. There's so many life lessons in just a short amount of time. It's a short film. It's I think 70 minutes long. It's an hour and 10 minutes. It's like right at that cutoff between whether it's a feature film or a short. And I think it just, is just barely over that, watermark. And it packs so much wisdom and truth and, again, life lessons into that short amount of time where it's just kind of overwhelming how much, you learn and how much the film cares. Usually, like with Kung Fu Panda and How to Train Your Dragon, those are great films, and they teach you, even Tangled, teaches you very good and true life lessons. But it usually boils down to like one or maybe two that really you can take away from in like an hour and 40 minutes. Here, you've got an hour and 10 minutes, and it's like a guidebook to life. It was really surprising. It was really surprising. Again, best animated film of the year. I don't see how there will be a better animated film. All of my favorite characters are there. I mentioned I had Winnie the Pooh. I had Winnie the Pooh in my crib, cradle, whatever you want to call it. I also had Tigger, and I also had Eeyore. Eeyore is my favorite. That's probably who I am represented, most in the Pooh family, is probably Eeyore. And Eeyore does not disappoint in this film. He's hilarious. The movie is hilarious, really. There's a lot of laughter. And I do feel kind of cheated, but the biggest laugh, it's downright hilarious, is after the credits. I've been staying, probably within the last, 6 to 9 months just staying for every credits of every movie, and it's becoming more trendy to put something after the credits, no matter what the film is. It doesn't have to be a giant summer blockbuster comic book movie. There's usually something at the end. And that's true here, and it's the biggest laugh of the movie, and it's hilarious. So please, if you go to the movie, stay till the end of the credits. Tigger's great. I mean, all of the characters, they each display a, certain personality, and they are that personality all the time. They are that personality trait, like, personified. Which, you get the whole group together, you make up this complex person that is Christopher Robin. So that's, always been a big draw to the Winnie the Pooh universe. And all the characters here are very well expressed. They each have their moment to shine. Maybe not so much Kanga. Kanga is there, but not so much. I kind of remembered her being more of the mother and taking care of everyone. She, again, was in it, but not utilized very much. Also, the owl. I can't remember his name. The owl is very good here, and I think that's Christopher... No, who is it? Oh, John Cleese was the narrator. Craig Ferguson, maybe. Anyway, the owl is hilarious here. He kind of steals the show. Again, I'm an Eeyore fan. I love Eeyore, so to me, that he was my favorite part. But the owl kind of steals the show a little bit. Very funny. Much funnier than I remember. Again, if you're a Winnie the Pooh fan, even if you don't consider yourself a fan, but yet grew up with Winnie the Pooh, I think you would be very pleased. There's a lot of music, more music than I thought. I don't particularly remember Winnie the Pooh being very musical, but this is, a musical, more or less. And the music was good. Not too memorable. And it didn't further the story. It's not, what's the word? Expositor? Anyway, it doesn't, the music doesn't further the story. The music tells, what the character is feeling. They sing about their emotions and what's going on in their heart. It doesn't progress the story. Boy, I can't, there's a term for that. So it's kind of like forgettable in a way. You don't have to pay too much attention, but it is, delightful. Pooh, I mean, the movie is like divided into thirds. There's like three main stories going on. One is they're trying to find, I guess maybe four, trying to find Christopher Robin. They think he's been kidnapped by a monster. So then they try and trap the monster, the Baxen. So one, we've got this Christopher Robin missing, and then that leads to trying to catch the Baxen. So they're kind of related. The other subplot is Eeyore has lost his tail, and they must find a suitable tail for Eeyore. And the other part of the story that also dominates is Pooh trying to find honey. He must have honey. And I mean, he is seriously jonesing for that honey. So I was like, is Pooh an addict? Like, was he an addict back then? Because he was going to do anything to get that honey. And when he does, he has a very psychedelic reaction to the honey. So I thought that was quite interesting. Again, a flawless exercise in style and substance is Winnie the Pooh. So I had an amazing time, lighthearted. I think I saw somewhere like on a poster or ad that called it a summer breeze of a movie. And I have to totally agree. It felt like a summer breeze. Really, honestly, one of the better movies I've seen this year. The best animated film I've seen so far this year. I doubt there will be a better one. So, big thumbs up to Winnie the Pooh. I've got to give it a 9. Didn't make too much money, which is sad. I wish, a ton of people would have gone out to see it because it's so good. So you may not get a chance to see it on the big screen. I think you definitely should, because it's gorgeous and it needs to be seen that way. But definitely rent it, buy it for your kids when it comes out. It was excellent. So that's Winnie the Pooh. It's a solid 9. One of the better films I've seen this year. Thanks.